I'm a third generation in the city of Wodonga. My father and grandfather were both on local government, and I think I stood for local government for all different reasons that my father and grandfather did. That was in an emerging town at those stages, then became a rural city, and now it's a city in itself. So John Watson probably stood for council because he was approached by some community members, and I stood on a team, and I don't, in retrospect, I'll probably never do that again, because you've got to go onto council as an individual. My dad was Ian Watson, and my grandfather was Kenneth, and so we see around the city quite a few roads and different things named after my family, but we don't go into local government and into leadership to get accolades. We go in there to serve our community, but also to plan and be strategic about where our city is going into the future. I think I'm very fortunate that we had Wodonga Development Corporation, so that reserved a large amount of land that we could then plan and develop. Barranduda is a prime example, but I also believe reserving the hilltops was an amazing thing, and you know, that's controversial at times, but having a green belt, I think that's one of the biggest things that our community want. But I think the most important thing in my early term of local government was removing the railway line. I think that was an unbelievable task that we took years and years, but I think that has been the greatest improvement to our city, and we're getting great benefits from it. So with the Inland Rail project now coming, our city's not going to be interrupted as they do that build, increasing the rail line. I think the other things is logic. Is probably ahead of its time, having a rail road infrastructure down towards Barnawatha. And it's a long-term planning thing. So I think those major things where you don't generally see a return in your 4-year term, but you see it in a generational period. I'm so lucky to have seen a lot of it happen. So some of the big game changers, I think, is Gateway Island, the Murray River and the Wodonga Creek, the frontage. We've probably turned our back on it a bit over a long period of time, and now I think, like we've saved the hillsides, I think now we're saving and using and opening up the rivers and the walkways. So the game changers, I think, are going to be some things like the Gateway Island and the river and our environment, because we need to get people back in our community. I think advancing our CBA with Junction Square, that's got a lot going for it. It just blows you away when you see new things build up. So we need to find some game changers for industry and other jobs to bring people here. There's a lot of people have learnt from COVID that you don't need to live in the city with technology now. So yeah, I think we need whoever wants to come along to some of these sessions that come with some big bright ideas, because you never know, they might come to fruition.